Have you ever looked at your hands and wondered why your ring finger seems to hold a secret? What if the length of this one small digit could unlock the mysteries of your soul, revealing hidden truths about who you are and where you are destined to go? What if I told you that the shape, the proportion of your ring finger to your index finger, is not a random quirk of biology, but rather a sacred map to your deeper self? A map that tells the story of your karmic journey, a journey that unfolds with every breath you take, every relationship you form, and every decision you make. We often think of our physical traits as nothing more than chance, a simple genetic inheritance passed down from our ancestors. But according to the great Carl Jung, nothing in our existence is by accident. Every detail of our being, our appearance, our experiences, even the timing of our birth, reflects the powerful unconscious forces shaping our lives. Jung believed that we are all on a journey of individuation, a process of becoming who we truly are, of reconnecting with our essential selves. And in this journey, every physical trait, every moment, is an invitation to deeper self-discovery. The length of your ring finger, for example, is not just a feature of your hand. It's a symbol, a code, that reveals the archetypes driving your life. But what do these archetypes have to do with your karma? What lessons does the length of your ring finger hold for you? Let's explore this profound mystery together. Before we dive into the deeper layers of the ring finger's significance, take a moment to look at your hand, study your fingers. Notice the relationship between your index finger and your ring finger. Are they of equal length? Or does one stand out more than the other? Hold your hand in the light and for just a moment, let this simple observation become a portal to understanding. This is where the journey begins, because what you're about to discover may very well change the way you see yourself and the way you see your future. Jung's archetypes and the ring finger. Carl Jung's ideas about the human psyche revolve around the concept of archetypes, universal, timeless patterns of behavior, energy, and consciousness that live deep within us all. These archetypes shape our personalities, our relationships, and even our life path. They emerge from the collective unconscious, that vast ocean of shared human experience and knowledge that connects us to every person who has ever lived. Now, imagine that your ring finger is a gateway into this deeper realm. The proportion between your ring and index fingers is more than just an anatomical fact. It's an expression of the unconscious forces that shaped you before you were even born. Your ring finger, with its length, is a symbol of the hidden energies at play in your life. It's a reflection of the hormonal forces, particularly the balance between testosterone and estrogen, that influenced you in the womb. These forces, as Jung might suggest, are not just biological, they are deeply psychological and spiritual. They shape who you are meant to be and who you are becoming. The relationship between your index and ring finger speaks to the larger narrative of your life, a narrative shaped by ancient forces and the archetypes you embody. Are you a leader in the making or a healer with a gift for empathy? The shape of your hands could tell you more than you ever imagined, a journey of self-discovery. As we continue this exploration, remember that the length of your ring finger is not a definitive trait. It's not a strict label that confines you. Rather, it is a doorway to something much greater, a glimpse into the energies that move through you, influencing your actions, your relationships, and your purpose in this life. In the coming sections, we will delve deeper into what these archetypes are and how they show up in your life through your finger's proportions. But for now, I invite you to reflect on the power of this discovery. What might the length of your ring finger reveal about you? How can this small, seemingly insignificant feature serve as a reflection of your journey? In the next part, we will explore the symbolic significance of the ring finger and how this simple measurement connects to the vast, universal patterns that shape human destiny. But first, take a moment to ponder this. Your ring finger is not just a physical trait. It is a key to your deepest self, a part of your karma waiting to be unlocked. The symbolic significance of the ring finger. Now that you've taken a moment to look at your hand, let's begin to dive deeper into the symbolism of your ring finger. In Jungian psychology, the physical world is not just a series of random events or arbitrary traits, it is imbued with meaning. Every part of you, every experience, is connected to the unconscious mind and ultimately to the greater archetypal energies that guide your life's journey. Your ring finger, often considered the fifth digit, is more than just a body part. It is rich with symbolic resonance, a reflection of the forces that have shaped your past, present, and future. And in the case of your ring finger's length, this symbolism speaks to a profound connection between your inner world and the outer universe, the sacred union of masculine and feminine energies. In Jungian thought, the balance between opposites, such as masculine and feminine, light and dark, conscious and unconscious, is the core of individuation, the process of becoming whole. Your ring finger holds a unique place in this symbolic dance. Its length relative to your index finger reflects the degree to which masculine and feminine energies are in balance within you. The ring finger is closely tied to the masculine principle, governed by testosterone, the energy of action, ambition, and leadership. Meanwhile, the index finger, longer in those with higher estrogen levels, represents the feminine energy, intuition, communication, empathy, and cooperation. As you look at your hands, notice the interplay between these energies. Do you see the lengths of your fingers as balanced, or does one dominate the other? The ratio between your ring and index fingers can reveal your personal orientation to these forces within you. But this is more than just a biological observation. It is a window into your inner dynamics. Are you someone who expresses more of the assertive, action-oriented energy of the masculine archetype? Or are you more in touch with the nurturing, emotionally intuitive qualities of the feminine? The length of your fingers reveals the natural alignment of these energies in your psyche. It tells the story of your evolution, your karmic lessons, and your potential for growth. A window to your archetypal journey. In the symbolic world of Jungian psychology, the ratio between your ring and index fingers reflects the primary archetype that influences your life, shaping how you experience love, relationships, and personal power. Each archetype holds a distinct energy pattern, a core purpose or lesson that manifests through your behaviors, choices, and emotional responses. And these patterns are reflected in your finger proportions. 1. The warrior archetype. When your ring finger is longer than your index finger, it often points to the presence of the warrior archetype within you. This archetype is driven by the desire to conquer, to lead, and to break through boundaries. The warrior is a fierce protector, a trailblazer who pushes forward with strength and determination. If this archetype resonates with you, you may feel a deep inner call to lead, to take charge, and to overcome challenges with sheer force of will. But the warrior archetype also carries lessons of balance. The challenge here is not to become overbearing or tyrannical. The warrior must learn to wield their power with compassion, to balance ambition with humility, and to lead not through domination, but by inspiring others through example. 2. The healer archetype. In contrast, if your index finger is longer, this points to a stronger connection with the healer archetype. This energy is compassionate, intuitive, and deeply attuned to the emotional and spiritual needs of others. The healer is empathetic, caring, and often finds themselves in roles where they are called to serve, to soothe, and to restore. However, the healer must also learn to protect their own energy, setting boundaries and not overextending themselves. The lesson for those aligned with the healer archetype is to learn self-care and balance, to heal without losing themselves in the process. 3. The alchemist archetype. For those whose fingers are more balanced in length, you may find that you embody the alchemist archetype. This energy is about transformation, turning the ordinary into the extraordinary, the mundane into the divine. The alchemist can seamlessly navigate between opposing forces, blending action with reflection, intuition with logic. They understand the power of transformation, not just of others, but of themselves. The challenge here is to find a true sense of inner harmony. The alchemist must learn to integrate both the masculine and feminine aspects of themselves without leaning too heavily toward one side. They are the bridge between the material and the spiritual, tasked with turning base elements into gold, the collective unconscious and universal meaning. But these archetypes are not just personal, they are universal. The energy of the warrior, the healer, and the alchemist exists in every human being, and it transcends culture, time, and space. It is a part of the collective unconscious, the vast storehouse of shared human experience that unites us all. This is why the length of your ring finger can resonate with a deeper, more universal meaning. It is not merely a personal trait, it reflects your connection to the larger human story. The proportion of your ring finger and index finger speaks to the eternal dance of energies that flow through the collective, influencing every aspect of life, from the mundane to the divine. In ancient myths and cultures, the ring has always been a symbol of union. Whether it be the union of the divine and the human, the conscious and unconscious, or the masculine and feminine. The ring finger itself holds this symbolism, linking your personal journey to a greater cosmic order. It is no coincidence that wedding rings are worn on this finger, signifying not just a commitment to another, but to the higher purpose that love and union represent. A call to reflection. Now that you have begun to see the connection between your ring finger's length and the deep archetypal energies that shape your life, I encourage you to pause and reflect. Look at your hand again. Consider the power of this small detail and what it reveals about you. Is your ring finger longer than your index finger? Does the warrior archetype resonate with you? Or do you feel a deep connection to the healer or the alchemist? As we move forward in the next part, we will explore the specific karmic lessons each archetype carries and how you can use this knowledge to navigate your own path of transformation. But before we do, take a moment to connect with your hand. Let it become a mirror for your inner world, the karmic lessons and archetypal growth. As we turn our attention inward, beyond the physical appearance of your fingers, let us now explore the deeper, more profound journey that lies ahead. The journey of self-discovery and transformation through the lens of your karmic lessons. These lessons are embedded in the very structure of your being, reflected in the proportion between your ring and index fingers. Each one of us carries an archetype, an energy pattern that influences not only how we interact with the world, but also the challenges we face in our pursuit of wholeness. This is the process of individuation, a concept introduced by Carl Jung to describe the lifelong quest to integrate all parts of ourselves, the conscious and unconscious, the light and the shadow, into a harmonious whole. But how do these archetypes help us on this journey? How do they guide us through the struggles, the triumphs, and the lessons we must learn in order to become fully ourselves? The lengths of your fingers are not merely markers of biology. They are a reflection of your soul's deepest needs. Through your personal archetype, you are called to grow, to transform, and to align more closely with your true purpose. Let us now explore the karmic lessons tied to each of the three primary archetypes: the warrior, the healer, and the alchemist. These are not just patterns of behavior. They are energies that come with both gifts and challenges, both strengths and shadows. The archetypes are mirrors, showing you the path you must walk to find balance and alignment. The warrior, strength and balance. If your ring finger is longer than your index finger, you may find yourself aligned with the warrior archetype. The warrior is driven, ambitious, and unyielding in the pursuit of their goals. This archetype embodies the raw, primal energy of testosterone, a force that propels them forward through challenges, often leading them to positions of power or influence. They are natural leaders, fighters, and conquerors, but the warrior's strength can also become their greatest shadow. Their passion, if not tempered with compassion, can turn into arrogance. Their ambition can become ruthless. The warrior's karmic lesson is to learn how to wield their strength with wisdom, to balance their assertiveness with humility. It is the journey of integrating their power into a form that is not just self-serving, but serves the greater good. Strengths: confidence, resilience, determination, leadership, courage. Shadow: over-aggressiveness, lack of empathy, impatience, domination, Fear of vulnerability. Karmic lesson. The warrior must learn that true strength is not in conquering others, but in leading with heart. They are called to find balance by tempering their drive with compassion, by learning when to act and when to listen, when to fight and when to yield. The healer. Compassion and boundaries. For those whose index finger is longer than their ring finger, the healer archetype may resonate more deeply within you. The healer is the embodiment of empathy, intuition, and emotional intelligence. Their strength lies in their ability to sense the needs of others, to nurture, and to offer comfort. They are attuned to the emotional and spiritual worlds, often seeking to bring healing, restoration, and connection to those in pain. But the healer's journey is fraught with challenges of their own. Their natural inclination to give and to care can lead to burnout, as they may forget to care for themselves in the process. The healer's karmic lesson is to establish boundaries, to understand that their energy is sacred and must be preserved. Only by learning to protect themselves can they continue their work of healing the world. Strengths: empathy, emotional intelligence, compassion, nurturing. Shadow: self-sacrifice, martyrdom, lack of boundaries, overgiving, emotional overwhelm. Karmic lesson. The healer must learn the value of self-care and the importance of setting healthy boundaries. They must learn that healing others doesn't mean losing themselves. They are called to cultivate their own inner strength and resilience while offering their compassion to the world. The alchemist: transformation and harmony. If your fingers are balanced in length, neither the index nor the ring finger dominating the other, you may resonate with the alchemist archetype. The alchemist is the archetype of transformation, the one who is able to merge opposites to create harmony between seemingly incompatible forces. This energy draws from both testosterone and estrogen, allowing the alchemist to navigate between the masculine and feminine principles with ease. The alchemist's greatest gift is their ability to transform. They take what is ordinary and turn it into something extraordinary. They understand that life's challenges, like base materials, can be transmuted into gold through self-awareness and wisdom. Yet, the alchemist's shadow lies in their difficulty with making decisions, in their tendency to remain too flexible or too adaptable, losing themselves in the process of transformation. Their karmic lesson is to learn the importance of focus and clarity, to avoid becoming lost in the endless possibilities of change without ever grounding themselves. Strengths: transformation, creativity, balance, adaptability, wisdom. Shadow: indecision, lack of direction, overcompromise, fear of commitment. Karmic lesson: the alchemist must learn to ground their transformative energy, to focus their creativity in meaningful ways. They are called to integrate both flexibility and clarity so they can harness their power to manifest profound change, both in themselves and the world around them. Your personal path of transformation. Now that you have glimpsed the deeper meaning of these archetypes, I invite you to reflect on your own life journey. Where do you see yourself within these patterns? Which archetype resonates with you the most, and which one challenges you? What are the strengths and gifts you carry, and where do you feel called to grow? Your ring finger and its proportion to your index finger are not just a static feature. They are a living symbol of the energy and lessons you are meant to work with in this lifetime. The warrior must learn to balance strength with compassion. The healer must protect their energy and boundaries. The alchemist must learn to ground their transformational gifts in clarity and focus. As you move forward on your journey, remember that these lessons are not meant to limit you. They are invitations to expand, to become more fully yourself, and to align with the deeper purpose of your soul's evolution. In the next part, we will explore practical ways you can begin to apply these insights, to work with your archetypal energies consciously, and to integrate the wisdom they offer into your daily life. But before we continue, take a moment to reflect. What is the karmic lesson you feel called to embrace right now? Which part of your inner self needs the most attention, and how can you honor that in your life today? Practical application. Embracing your archetypes. Now that you've explored the deeper psychological and karmic dimensions of your archetype, it's time to begin integrating these insights into your everyday life. The journey of individuation is not one that happens in isolation. It's a process of consciously engaging with the parts of ourselves that we may have previously ignored or rejected. This is the work of shadow integration, a core element of Carl Jung's theories where we bring awareness to the unconscious aspects of ourselves, accept them, and allow them to contribute to our wholeness. But how can you begin to embrace your archetype and the lessons it holds for you? The answer lies in conscious reflection, action, and mindfulness. Each of us, depending on our finger proportions and the archetypes we align with, carries unique lessons, gifts, and challenges. By stepping into a deeper awareness of these energies, you can begin to transform not only how you see yourself, but also how you interact with the world around you. Let's look at some practical ways to engage with your archetype and its karmic lessons, empowering you to live with more intention, purpose, and self-awareness. 1. For the warrior, balancing power with compassion. As a warrior, your natural inclination is to take charge, break through obstacles, and lead others. But this drive can sometimes feel overwhelming, or it can lead to burnout if not channeled wisely. Your first task is to develop self-awareness around your inner power and learn how to use it with grace and humility. Reflect on your leadership style. Ask yourself, do I lead by inspiring others or do I lead through force? The warrior's energy is transformative, but only when wielded with compassion. Take time to reflect on how you can empower others through your actions, rather than dominating or controlling them. Practice mindful assertiveness. When faced with challenges, remember that being assertive does not mean being aggressive. Assertiveness comes from a place of inner strength, grounded in confidence and respect for others. Practice speaking your truth with clarity, while also listening and allowing space for others' voices. Cultivate compassion. Begin to consciously practice empathy, especially when it comes to those who might not be as assertive or strong as you are. What does it look like to support rather than lead in every situation? How can you soften your approach when power dynamics are at play? Balance your warrior energy with gentleness and care, for this will be your true strength. 2. For the healer, protecting your energy and setting boundaries. As a healer, your gift lies in your ability to connect with others on a deeply emotional level. However, your greatest challenge is to ensure that your compassion doesn't drain you or lead to burnout. The first step is to recognize that self-care is not selfish. It is a necessary part of the healing process. By caring for yourself, you ensure that you have the energy to care for others. Establish healthy boundaries. Start by reflecting on the relationships in your life. Are there people or situations that consistently leave you feeling drained? If so, it's time to establish clear boundaries. Practice saying no when you need to, and understand that protecting your emotional space is an act of self-preservation. Nurture your own healing. Just as you are attuned to others' needs, pay attention to your own emotional and physical health. Are you feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, or anxious? Take time for rest and rejuvenation, whether through quiet reflection, meditation, or simply taking a walk in nature. Nurturing your own well-being is essential for sustaining your healing energy. Practice emotional detachment. While your empathy allows you to deeply understand others, it is important to cultivate emotional detachment. You can offer care and compassion without taking on the emotional burdens of others. Practice mindfulness to stay grounded in your own emotional center, and remember that you can help without losing yourself in the process. 3. For the alchemist, grounding your transformative gifts. As an alchemist, your challenge lies in clarifying your direction amidst the constant ebb and flow of transformative energy. You may often find yourself pulled in many directions, struggling to focus your creativity and ideas. The key is to ground your transformative gifts and focus your energy on what truly matters. Find focus. Amidst change, reflect on your current projects and relationships. Are you spread too thin, trying to transform too many things at once? The alchemist must learn to focus their energy on one transformational project at a time. Whether it's a personal goal, a career aspiration, or a relationship, commit fully to the process, trusting that transformation can only happen when your energy is concentrated. Embrace commitment. It can be tempting to constantly seek change, but the alchemist path requires commitment. How can you fully invest yourself in the present moment and trust in the process of transformation without the need for constant novelty? By grounding your energy in one area of life, you will begin to see profound change and growth. Reflect on your inner harmony. The alchemist thrives when they can harmonize the masculine and feminine energies within themselves. Ask yourself, am I embracing both action and reflection, both logic and intuition in my life? Balance is key for the alchemist, and it is through this balance that the most profound transformation occurs. Practice mindfulness to cultivate harmony between your inner opposites. 4. Universal practices for all archetypes. Integration and transformation. While each archetype carries its unique lessons, there are universal practices that can help you integrate these lessons and begin the process of transformation. Journaling for self-discovery. One of the most powerful tools for personal growth is journaling. Reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and experiences in a safe, private space. Write about your strengths, your struggles, and the ways in which you express your archetype. Journaling allows you to witness your own journey and track your growth over time. Mindfulness meditation. Spend time each day in quiet reflection, focusing on your breath and cultivating awareness of the present moment. This practice helps you reconnect with your inner self, allowing you to discern the unconscious forces at play in your life. Through mindfulness, you can observe your patterns, tendencies, and reactions, and choose to act from a place of consciousness rather than unconscious impulse. Creative expression, whether it's through art, music, writing, or another form of creativity, allow yourself to express the energy of your archetype in tangible ways. The act of creating is transformative in itself, as it channels your inner world into the outer world. Engage with your creativity as a means of integrating your gifts and lessons. Embodying your archetype. The journey ahead is not one of perfect mastery, but of constant evolution. As you begin to embrace your archetype and the lessons it carries, you will start to notice subtle shifts in how you perceive yourself and interact with others. Remember, the process of individuation is a lifelong journey, one that requires patience, self-compassion, and a willingness to face your shadow. As you apply these practices, allow yourself to grow with grace and curiosity. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to your true self, your wholeness. In the next part, we will explore how these archetypes and lessons can transform your relationships and your interactions with the world. You will learn how to manifest your highest potential in your daily life and create the kind of connections that are in alignment with your authentic self. But for now, I invite you to reflect on one thing. Which practice can you begin today to align more fully with your archetype? Transforming relationships and manifesting your authentic self. As you embark on the path of understanding your archetype and integrating its lessons into your daily life, you will begin to see a transformation not only within yourself, but also in your relationships with others. Carl Jung believed that the journey of individuation doesn't just involve discovering your inner self. It also requires you to engage with the world around you in new, more authentic ways. As you become more aware of the energies at play within you, you will naturally attract relationships that reflect these energies and help you fulfill your soul's deepest purpose. But how do the lessons of your archetype shape the way you interact with others? How can you bring the wisdom you've gained into your relationships, whether with friends, family, partners, or colleagues? This part of the journey is about manifesting your authentic self in the world and allowing your inner transformation to ripple outward, affecting not only your own life, but also the lives of those you interact with. The wisdom of your archetype, integrated with your shadow and your karmic lessons, holds the key to creating more meaningful, harmonious relationships. 1. The warrior's influence on relationships, leading with integrity. As a warrior, your inner drive is to conquer and lead. In relationships, this may translate to your desire to protect and provide, but it can also lead to challenges around power dynamics, control, or the need for constant victory. The warrior's lesson is to learn how to lead with integrity, not through domination, but by inspiring trust and respect. In romantic relationships, if you are aligned with the warrior archetype, your approach to love may be intense and passionate, filled with a desire to protect and defend your partner. But remember, a healthy relationship requires more than just strength. It requires vulnerability and mutual respect. Learn to balance your need for control with your partner's autonomy. A true warrior respects the equality in relationships and values the connection, not just the battle. In friendships and family, the warrior is often seen as the protector of their loved ones, but it's essential to assess whether this protection is empowering or smothering. Ask yourself, am I helping my friends and family grow by offering them support, or am I inadvertently controlling their choices? The warrior archetype's lesson here is to provide guidance, not to overstep boundaries. Allow others to fight their own battles, knowing that true strength comes from allowing others to learn their own lessons. In work and leadership, as a leader, your natural inclination is to take charge and push for results. But a true warrior leader empowers others to rise to their full potential. Reflect on how you can use your position to inspire and guide rather than to assert your power. Lead with purpose and compassion, helping others achieve greatness without diminishing their sense of self. 2. The healer's influence on relationships. Empathy without overgiving. For those embodying the healer archetype, relationships are deeply emotional, often based on the need to connect and nurture others. But just as with the warrior, the healer's lessons in relationships come from finding balance between giving and receiving, between care and self-preservation. In romantic relationships, healers are naturally drawn to people who need help, whether physically, emotionally, or spiritually. While your nurturing nature is a gift, your challenge is to ensure that you are not losing yourself in the process of caring for others. A healthy romantic relationship requires mutual reciprocity, where both partners share responsibility for emotional well-being. Healers must learn to ask, am I being cared for as much as I care for others? The key here is to find a partner who respects your boundaries and values your emotional energy. In friendships and family, your friends and family may see you as a source of emotional comfort, but the healer must be cautious not to become the emotional caretaker for everyone. Ask yourself, am I consistently being asked to care for others without receiving the same in return? Set boundaries and ensure that you're not taking on the emotional burden of others. It's okay to say no and to prioritize your own well-being without feeling guilty. In work and helping professions. If you work in a field where you are constantly giving of yourself, whether in counseling, healthcare, or caregiving, it is crucial to take time for self-care. The healer archetype must learn to replenish their energy regularly and practice emotional detachment when needed. It is okay to step away, take breaks, and preserve your own health in order to continue giving to others. 3. The alchemist's influence on relationships. Creating harmony through transformation. The alchemist, as a bridge between opposites, brings a unique energy to relationships, one that thrives on transformation and balance. Alchemists are naturally skilled at seeing the potential in others and encouraging growth, but they must be careful not to lose themselves in the process of helping others become. In romantic relationships, the alchemist seeks harmony and transformation, but it is important not to try to fix or change your partner. Instead, focus on mutual growth and shared transformation. Ask yourself, am I accepting my partner for who they are, or am I expecting them to change into something they are not? True alchemists allow their relationships to evolve naturally without imposing their own vision of change. In friendships and family, the alchemist often finds themselves in the role of the mediator, seeking balance and understanding. You may feel called to help those around you achieve greater clarity, but your lesson is to respect the autonomy of others. Allow them to grow and change on their own terms. Your energy is transformative, but it works best when others are ready to receive it. In work and leadership, as an alchemist in the workplace, your ability to merge opposing ideas and create innovative solutions is invaluable. However, the key here is to learn how to balance innovation with practicality. Not every idea needs to be transformed, and not every challenge needs to be solved in a revolutionary way. Focus on grounded change that creates lasting impact, and remember that sometimes transformation requires patience. Manifesting your authentic self in the world. Your archetype and the lessons it carries are not just for your personal growth. They are meant to be shared with the world. As you continue to deepen your understanding of yourself, you will find that your relationships naturally begin to shift. You will attract people who resonate with your authentic energy and who help you continue to grow into the highest version of yourself. Authentic expression. Each of us has a unique energy that deserves to be expressed in the world. Whether it's through your relationships, your career, or your creative pursuits, your authenticity is your greatest gift. As you begin to manifest your archetype more fully in your life, you will notice that your connections with others will become more meaningful and aligned with your true self. Boundaries and alignment. Practicing boundaries is key to manifesting your authentic self. As you step into your true power, you will find that some people and situations no longer align with your energy. Don't be afraid to release what no longer serves you. Trust that as you align more closely with your archetype and your soul's purpose, the right people and opportunities will flow to you. Reflection and integration. As we come to the end of this part of your journey, take a moment to reflect. How have your relationships been influenced by the archetype you embody? What changes can you begin to make today to deepen your connection to your authentic self and the people around you? The work of transformation is ongoing, but as you integrate these lessons, you will find that you are more aligned, more empowered, and more capable of creating the relationships you truly desire. In the next part, we will explore how these archetypes connect to your life's greater purpose, and how you can manifest your deepest desires by following your soul's path. Manifesting your purpose and fulfilling your soul's path. As we continue this journey of self-discovery, we reach the most profound stage, the manifestation of your purpose. You've learned about your archetype, the karmic lessons it carries, and how it influences your relationships with others. Now it's time to bring this wisdom into the larger picture of your life. How can you apply these insights to align with your soul's deepest calling? How can you use the energy of your archetype to manifest the life you've always dreamed of? Carl Jung's concept of individuation is about becoming the fullest version of yourself, and this doesn't just happen in the quiet corners of your soul. It must be reflected in the world around you. Your archetype is not just a personal symbol of strength or sensitivity. It is a bridge to your soul's greater purpose, the reason you are here on this earth. This part of your journey is about purposeful manifestation, the act of using the wisdom of your archetype and the lessons it offers to shape your external world, to align your daily actions with your higher goals. The process is one of integration, bringing the lessons from your inner world into your outer life in ways that feel authentic and aligned with your soul's true calling. 1. The warrior. Purpose through action and leadership. For the warrior, your purpose is often linked to action, leadership, and the ability to bring about change in the world. But the key here is not simply to lead, it's to lead with integrity, to inspire and guide others through your actions. The warrior's path to purpose involves using your strength and drive to protect what is important, to break through barriers, and to fight for causes greater than yourself. Aligning with purpose. If you feel called to leadership, your path may involve pursuing a career that requires strength, vision, and the ability to inspire others, whether it's in business, activism, or social causes. Your purpose lies in taking the reins, not just for personal gain, but for the collective good. Purpose through challenge. The warrior thrives when there's a challenge, a problem to solve, a battle to win. If you're feeling lost or disconnected from your purpose, consider how you can serve a greater cause, whether it's through defending the weak, advocating for justice, or protecting those who are vulnerable. Your purpose will be revealed through your willingness to confront challenges head-on. Legacy and impact. The warrior's true purpose lies in the legacy they leave behind. It's not about how many battles they win, but how they use their power to make a lasting, positive impact. Ask yourself, what kind of legacy do I want to leave? What do I want to stand for? Your purpose will come into focus as you think about how you want to inspire others to rise to their own strength. 2. The healer. Purpose through service and empathy. For those embodying the healer archetype, your purpose is rooted in service, compassion, and the healing of others. Whether it's through a professional career in healthcare or through your personal relationships, your life's mission is about nurturing and offering emotional support to those in need. However, the healer's journey is also about finding balance. Self-care and boundaries are essential to fulfilling your true purpose. Aligning with purpose. Healers often find their purpose in careers that focus on caring for others, whether in medicine, therapy, social work, or spiritual guidance. But your purpose is not limited to your profession. It is also about how you interact with those around you. Your gift is in being able to see people's pain and offer comfort. You may find fulfillment in giving support, but remember that your healing energy must also be replenished. Service without self-sacrifice. The healer's true path is to offer service without compromising their own energy. Ask yourself, am I giving to others in a way that is sustainable for me? Your purpose is found in nurturing others, but only when you're also nurturing yourself. The more you care for your own well-being, the more you have to offer to the world. Empathy and connection. At the core of the healer's purpose is the ability to connect on a deeply emotional level. Whether through a job or in your personal life, your purpose is to build strong, nurturing relationships. Reflect on the ways you can deepen your emotional connections with others, bringing comfort and healing wherever you go. 3. The alchemist. Purpose through transformation and innovation. The alchemist's path is one of transformation, creativity, and bridging opposites. Your purpose is to transmute ordinary situations into something extraordinary, to bring fresh ideas and new possibilities to the world. This journey involves a deep commitment to both inner and outer transformation, where you use your unique gifts to bring about meaningful change. Aligning with purpose. The alchemist's purpose often involves innovation, whether through creative pursuits, business, or social entrepreneurship. If you feel that your current path is not aligned with your deeper purpose, consider how you might introduce transformation into your life. Perhaps there is an area of your work or personal life that needs to be reimagined, or an old belief system that needs to be updated. Your purpose is to breathe new life into whatever you touch. Transformation as a gift. The alchemist doesn't just change things for the sake of change. They transform things into something better, more meaningful. Look at your life and reflect on what needs to be redefined or transformed. How can you bring your creativity into areas of your life that feel stagnant? Your purpose is to be a catalyst for positive change, using your gifts to inspire others to embrace transformation as well. Balance between action and reflection. As an alchemist, you must learn to balance your creative vision with practical action. Your purpose is not just about thinking or dreaming, it's about taking concrete steps toward transformation. Reflect on how you can bring your vision into reality, whether through small, daily actions or larger, more ambitious projects. 4. The universal path. Manifesting your purpose with alignment and clarity. While each archetype has its own path, there are universal steps you can take to manifest your soul's purpose. Clarify your vision. What is the greater calling that pulls at your soul? Whether it's through creative expression, service to others, or leadership, the first step in manifesting your purpose is to get clear on what it is. Ask yourself, what do I truly want to create in this world? What is the legacy I want to leave? Align your actions with your soul's calling. Once you've clarified your purpose, take intentional action to align your daily activities with your greater vision. This means making choices that are in harmony with your soul's true desires and releasing anything that no longer serves your higher purpose. Embrace patience and trust. Manifesting your purpose takes time and effort. The process of individuation is a lifelong journey, one that requires patience, trust, and the willingness to face challenges along the way. Trust that as you continue to walk the path of your archetype, your purpose will unfold in perfect timing. Now, as you look at your life through the lens of your archetype, ask yourself this: what small step can I take today to align more fully with my soul's purpose? Whether you are the warrior, the healer, or the alchemist, The path of transformation is one that requires continual growth, reflection, and action. The archetype you embody is not just a guide to understanding your past or present, it is the key to unlocking your future. By embracing the wisdom of your archetype and integrating the lessons it brings, you can begin to manifest a life that is not just fulfilling, but deeply aligned with your highest self. The journey ahead is one of constant discovery, and each step you take brings you closer to your soul's deepest calling. Your purpose is waiting for you to claim it, and through conscious alignment with your archetype, you are stepping into the fullness of who you are meant to be.